the ender, huge EastEnders star, asked after just 18 months. It's Teddy Mitchell. And with a tear in my eye making this, because again, it's just something in my eye. Yeah, it's if you've been following EastEnders, you would know that Teddy is currently going to trial for a crime he didn't commit. We can't say the crime because it's the only
On a
20.
certain Okie.
Yeah, he made him a jam sandwich, but there was no jam in it. Okay.
All the jam came spilling out. It was quite messy, really. Yeah, just but
Yeah.
sometimes when you take a knife, you accidentally, put it in too far in the bread, splits open, bum. Not getting that jam sandwich back.
No.
That's a really dark analogy. That's a really sugary sweet analogy for something really dark that happened, but at least it's fictional in a fictional show in a fictional world. Yeah. So Roland Manukian, I just want to say his name.
Manuki.
Never gonna have to say his name again. One thing I will say is I'm not saying he took a bit of a risk coming into EastEnders, because he does get some of the bigger like film roles sometimes. I say that. He mostly just sometimes appears in Guy Ritchie movies. But fundamentally he has something of a movie career. Um Not that much, I can't lie. Like, the article is quite bold in a way, because the article's like, he took a big risk coming to EastEnders with his massive film career. What, you mean he was Zebedee in the Football Factory like 20 years ago? The guy who snorts a lot of gear and gets himself into shit. That's it. I don't even know. It might not even be it was the Football Factory. That's one with Danny Dara as well. It's not the fancy one with Elijah Wood. it's not that one. That's Green Street. This is the other fucking mediocre firm movie. So yeah, something quite bold. I think in terms of actual talking about Teddy, I will reiterate what we basically been saying, like behind the scenes. Essentially, I mean, first and foremost, I'm gonna rename it the Deadpool. I know it sounds in bad faith, call it Deadpool, but it's kind of hard to make it an X-Pool or whatever. Or what's the place that people sit in when they're about to get executed? Real reasonable question.
What?
But point being,
Sorry, no.
that's
Sorry.
that's what I'd nickname it.
Sorry, how am I supposed to know that? You look at me and you go, he knows crime. I don't know crime.
I mean, crime from the medieval age, who knows?
Yeah.
Regardless, I mean, point being, anyways, Deadpool is what I'm gonna call it anyways. He was very much up there on the Deadpool for me. I've always been saying that Teddy was always kind of at risk. I mean, basically, the only people who haven't been axed that I said were going to be is Chelsea and Zach. So far, so good. I think it is a big shame, just to finally actually address the topic and not go on some fucking tangents. Fundamentally, Teddy going is a shame, because it was a big Chris Crenshaw vision that he went, okay, the Mitchells have been a family that have been really depleted over the last like couple of years, and Ronnie and Roxy being gone, Sam Mitchell never being a constant character, Grant never coming back. I mean, Jimmy was gone 20 years ago, but still another Mitchell who was supposed to be the younger one. Billy's kids not old enough to get the spotlight. Even when they are old enough, they're not getting the spotlight. So with that being said, there weren't Mitchell kids, and there weren't really the Mitchell kind of patriarchs or matriarchs that really were there. So in that way, they did a really good job of introducing Teddy. They did a really good job of introducing, I've forgotten the dad's name, who was played by
Stevie.
Alan Ford. Stevie did a great job introducing Stevie, and fundamentally, Harry, Barney, and even Nicola to an extent, two of whom have been absolute breakouts like stars and have really established themselves for the long course. And as you kind of take Teddy out of the picture, with him not being established as Barney's dad anymore, making it Zach, and at that point making Nicola move on, and Nicola essentially eclipsed anything Teddy had done before that point, anyways, it felt like the writing was on the wall. And I think it's a shame, as said before, because it was a big bid to rebuild the Mitchells and actually give them some familiar faces. You explore Billy's part of the family, which you don't really do. You did it with Lola, essentially. That was it. That's all you really explored Billy's family. We'll never get to know who Billy's mum is. It was implied that it was someone like we knew, which was going to be wild, but they never did it. Um, and now we're just kind of left with the scraps of what could have been, because and I'll let you chime in here in a second, but I think we saw glimpses of what Teddy could have done when he got really angry, and then he turns into this fucking loose cannon. It's like, whoa! Like anytime Nicola messed up, you see that vein in Teddy's head just pop as he just like, what the fuck, Nick? It's absolutely losing his shit. So you know, how is it wasted? Did we never get to see the true potential of
I,
Teddy?
I mean, I've said this to you off camera, but I truly believe if you brought Teddy in, you could have built like that side of the Mitchell up for the next 10 years, because not only well maybe not Teddy specifically. I know we're talking about Teddy here, but with Teddy there, you could explore the past with Billy. You could see the problem is I'm gonna say this and then I immediately just think of yes, but the next executive producer can retcon it like they did with fucking Dermot Dolan. So, but if we're being realistic here, you could build Billy's side of the family. You could build to that because we only really know about Phil. But axing Teddy is kind of just going back to familiar ways because I, if I'm being dreadful and honest here, I can see most of this family being gone in the next 5 years. Like, I know people will say, but Harry has potential and Nick has potential. Yeah, but I don't know. But on this, I think he should have been given more to do because I truly think had he like been shown like his darker side, which they alluded to, I think it would have been great. It would have been cool to see him, and I do want to know what his family, like his side, that side of the Mitchell family is like, because we only really know Billy and Jamie, but Jamie's been dead for 20 years, so we only really knew Billy and Jay, but Jay's not even related to them, so it's like, so we don't know. We just don't know what that family was holding on to. We don't know what that family had. We don't know what they were doing. We just know that Stevie had a second kid, and then that kid was Teddy. And Teddy came in, and he got cooked. He got in the cook chair. The second child's not his. His third child is not even his. And yeah, so that's basically like
Yeah, it is a big shame. I think I don't know. It's kind of a crazy one, really. Where at the end of the day, he should have been able to do way more. Should have been able to do something a whole lot more different. But I think, and I don't know, I'm probably missing some names, but it feels like establishing like long term, slightly older, like adult character, or male adult characters, more specifically, I think they've really struggled with in the last couple of years. Like the one, and also this is just coming off of a very vague idea. I've not vetted it. I've not actually gone through and checked a bunch of the like larger names over the last few years. But like, what George? George, that is probably one of the kind of character who's been established a lot longer. But for the most part, a lot of the kind of male characters, and honestly, let's be real, once they reach a certain age, like the Harveys, even Ian nowadays, you reach that certain age and you don't really be Ross. You don't even view these characters as leading characters. Like Billy, even Phil, pretty much up till last year, where he actually became a relatively kind of engaging character again. It's definitely, I don't know. I think soaps have a lot of an easier time creating more of an iconic woman than they do an iconic like male character. And might be a hot take. Who knows? Not vetted it. I'm sure once this goes out, people will be like, "You're a fucking idiot. You are." I'm like, yeah, I'm 3 beers deep. It's fine. Um,
all of them now.
but point being, they've they just don't know what to do with them beyond a certain point. Like you introduce Teddy, interesting. we see some cooler sides, right? We see that, oh, he's dealing with Reese and he says, hey, Reese, hide all the dodgy shit that I'm actually doing. So you go, oh, is Teddy going to become like the new crime boss in a sense? Is he going to become the head of the Mitchell Empire? That was kind of what they wanted to tease. They wanted to tease Phil no longer being the head of the table. Is this slightly younger, more attractive Mitchell? Is he going to take shape? Is he going to finally be like the new kingpin? And they go, nah. Okay. Okay, cool. Oh, okay, all right. So we're going to introduce his family. Oh, him and Nicola. It feels like fate that they have to get back together in the end. Are they going to stay together? Nah. Oh, but why not? Why they're not going to stay together? George, what? What do you mean? Like they should be on and off together for the last 20 years. Yeah, they're just not fitting. And then what was honestly the death blow was when he put that massive fuck off camera in Kojo's apartment. At that point in time, you just go, oh, yeah, they really don't believe in him. And like, even beyond that, they made him not Barney's dad. They had the big Zach thing. Honestly, I don't know what that was really. I guess it's just to make sure Teddy was a fairly inconsequential character because, fuck me, I guess Zach needs some more stories, despite being one of the perennial underachievers, despite being given so unbelievably much and delivering a sweet round number of fuck all. But Zach needs more kids. Got one with Whitney. Got one with Nicola now.
Got two.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got two.
Zach needs his kids.
No, you got two with Whitney. You forgot the second one. You forgot Brittany.
So does he. But yeah, at that point in time, you do kind of go, it's writing on the wall. And I think it's generally writing on the wall now because, I mean, what? He is set to face trial for a murder trial. He is planning on pleading guilty. And yes, a future producer, if they really love Teddy Mitchell, but let's be honest, he's never coming back. If they really love Teddy Mitchell, they may bring him back in a couple of years. But if they pick the status, he'll be gone for like 10, 15. Maybe if they really hate him, he'll be gone for life.
I
So
do
what
also
do you
want.
do then?
I also do want to say people who go, yeah, but he can't get out in say 2 years. Ben Mitchell literally did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying in the sense of maybe a writer feels like, oh, we really want him back though. Let's bring him back.
I do want to
And
just.
he gets out on good behavior after 2 years or something.
I do want to just say I hope Ben Mitchell never comes back for the next 5 years, please. But
He will. He
yeah,
will.
no. At least if they bring him back, recast him, please. Fuck it, bring Teddy Mitchell back in, but recast him as Ben Mitchell. It'll work. Trust me. Just there's with Junior gone, with Teddy gone, it's a lot of wasted potential. But you know who's not wasted potential and needs all these storylines that could have gone to Teddy? Zoe. Woo. And also, this article does state. Hold on, let me just. I did read it. Hold on, I just have to go down. This article, like somewhere says, like, yeah, viewers have been criticized. Well, the big name of comeback of Michelle Ryan and Zoe Slater after 20 years has been hit with a backlash from fans. Viewers have criticized the show for botching a return, which was long wanted by fans, with a Dutch storyline that included erasing her twin brother from existence. I'm still pissed off about that, but continue on. Despite it playing out on screen, yeah, I agree with this article. It's been a botched return for Zoe, but this is about Teddy. And I'm sad to see him go. I mean,
it's also quite rich to. One thing that I feel like it's kind of a bad sign is the fact that in this article it even says Bobby Brazier and Molly Rainford also left the show in what has been described as mutual decisions after talks with the bosses. Mate, there's nothing mutual about it at all, is there? What are you talking about? It's like me saying, yes, me and my partner mutually decided to break up. Yes, she's throwing out all of my clothes onto the front garden, and she's blocked me on everything, and she's taken out a restraining order. But it was a mutual decision. Fuck off. You sat them down and said, yeah, we're not renewing your contract, are you? And then you go, oh, fair enough. Like,
Also,
what do
with
you say to that? What do you say to that?
uh, uh,
Mutual decision. Stop fucking lying, EastEnders. Stop lying.
also, what you've a restraining order like Anthony Truman? Jesus Christ! Didn't know he had a lot. Didn't know he had a lot in common with your favorite character in the show, Anthony Truman. But also, like, it's just wasted potential, honestly. Most of the cast that's been axed this year is sort of wasted potential. Freddie, yeah, he did hit his ceiling, but he is sort of wasted potential because he was brought in as Little Mo's son who could go. Um, Anna, that's your opinion. If you think they can do more with her, I do
I
think he
mean,
could
she
have.
even had way more she should have been able to do. Like, fundamentally, first and foremost, let's just reiterate a lot of these characters were just dumped. At
Yeah.
some point, you go, are we going to give you more storylines? No. Yeah, but why not, though? I only just left to do Strictly. She did Strictly last year, and she's still been given roles. Yeah, no, sorry, we're not going to give you any more. It's like, yeah, but I'm still contracting, guys. Like, what do you mean?
Oh,
But yeah, Freddy was an interesting character. Did go and do Strictly, probably the right time for it. You never know when your last chance to actually get on Strictly is. Let's be honest. I mean, Balvinder's been trying to do it for 20 years, and it took her, what, 5 years of being in EastEnders to get Strictly, roughly. Or four, I don't know. Didn't they come in 2021? Who cares? Then you kind of, yeah, you take Anna, who started off with the plan. She was going to be with Bobby Beale, and then at some point they went, oh, we've axed Bobby. All right, now you're gonna be with Freddy now. Okay, all right, you're gonna be with Freddy. You're gonna be with Freddy. All right, this is it. You and Freddy together forever. Freddy's gonna cheat on you in a shit who done it as to who attacked Cindy. All right, and then are we gonna actually fight through the pain and get back together? No. Oh, yeah, sound. Cheers. So what am I doing in the meantime? Ah, just talking with Jean, really. Like, and even Anna the same, Freddy the same. Teddy as well just dropped, kind
uh,
of just lovingly dropped from a high height straight into just a shallow pond. Oh well, hope you packed a parachute. What? What? Just done.
don't forget Claire Norris and oh fuck, what's her universe name?
Bernie,
Bernie and
Felix.
Felix. Yeah, don't forget those. Also axed. But you know who has to stay? Callum. Callum has to stay. Why the fuck does he have to stay? He's been here for 10 years and he hasn't evolved. Why does he have to stay? Like, why do you have to choose between Callum and Teddy? And why did you choose Teddy? You could have chose Callum. Why didn't you choose Callum? Why?
And like, why you think the highs that he faced are probably gonna be better, you
I
know?
don't give a shit
He's
about
he's
it.
faced higher highs than all of these characters combined. Let's be honest.
But he has no
At
potential.
least at least he has a memorable story. Fucking none of these other dickheads do. Junior's most memorable bit was him having a punch up in a trailer that they never even made something important out of.
No,
And I will say, one thing that's kind of a slight alarming piece of the puzzle is we've had a lot of axings. We have had a lot of characters being let go. I mean, this article even suggests Bernie, Felix, Junior, Freddie, Anna,
um,
Stacy's gone. Obviously, Stacy, they say, oh, Stacy will be back. She's not going for that long, guys. She will be back. Please, Stacy, say that you're coming back, please.
they
Yeah.
also everyone keeps forgetting one character who was axed uncontrollably for saying a slur, which was Jay Brown. Well, all we know is he said a slur. We don't actually know why he was axed, but they don't mention that he was axed.
I'm not dying on that bridge.
But he was
He's
axed
out
too.
in the wasteland for now.
But like he
But
has
yeah, a
been
lot
axed.
essentially, and now Teddy as well. Like that's a lot of names, that's a lot of characters, and you will say not a lot of these characters are big established ones. But I mean, having Stacy go as well is kind of a big hit as well. I mean, let's be honest, she never really vibed with Martin getting killed off. Let's be real. I think that was a big kind of nail in the coffin. They went, "What? You've killed off my husband for like 10 years? Fuck you." I'm gonna go have a life with my kids now. Fuck you, see ya. Um, and just a dramatic kind of reshaping. I mean, even then, so like, yeah, sure. Chris Crenshaw brought in who he thought his favourites were going to be, as to who were going to lead his era, and that was what Cindy, George, Elaine, Linda. Those sorts of characters were going to lead his era, and that's fine because often each executive producer has a different vision as to who is going to carry who's going to carry their vision. But it's still kind of a bit of an alarming one where in the cast shakeup, we always say this with executive producer changes. You are going to see characters who were previously in a really good position fall down way further than you ever expected. And a lot of these characters are victims to that because, yeah, sure, Chris Crenshaw hadn't really done much with these characters. And, Junior, for the perfect example, did fuck all with it. But in the same way, they fell even further than you expected because they're not even on the show anymore.
But
So
but
it's
my
kind of, and I suppose to finish this point is the final piece is just by saying, and by taking Zoe and Max and making them huge leading characters, you just kind of question, like, does he actually think of the current crop of talent on the show? Like, does he actually appreciate them? Because if you just go, yeah, those were your leading characters, but I'm going to do it different now. It's like,
and
yeah, but
also
they were leading guys.
my problem I have with Ben Wadey, and I know this is like a new Alfie Moon 2018, but like you are also retconning history that did happen in EastEnders, Ben Wadey. You can't come in and change history. Like I know that's a wild statement when Chris Crenshaw did bring Cindy back from the dead, but the difference is Cindy did the fateful soap thing where she died off screen, so she wasn't seen dying on screen. There's like Ben Wadey has come in from June, retconned history that was already like retconned in 2016 to add to this new narrative. He's completely changed history again because they don't mention it, even though you should. It was a key part of it. And he's come in, he's put, okay, everyone who was here, who was good, fuck off. Zoe, you're the key. You are the key to this universe. It's like when fuck the guy from Star Wars meant Jar Jar is the key to the universe. Like Zoe is Jar Jar Binks essentially. She is the key to EastEnders. You will watch Zoe as she will be like Jar Jar Binks, where she's an annoying scalp on your ass, and that will be what you will get, and you
Are
will
you
enjoy.
going to make her a really rootable favorite like Stacey was? Nah.
Nah, she just says Mister Mister Zoe Slater, and that's it. You're gonna enjoy that. That's all
Misa
you.
Stalker.
Misa, who's stalking? Um, there you go. There's a show
Nah,
for
yeah,
you.
that's all you get. That's all you get. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think if I don't know. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a lack of.
It's what I can sum it up.
It's a yeah.
I can sum it up with saying wasted potential because, and I know people would like, I know Bernie, you can kind of go, yeah, you did run your course. But again, I'm not going to really count Jay Brown, even though he should be listed here because he did technically get axed. A lot of these characters did have wasted potential. Teddy, you can explore the entire family. There's an entire side of the Mitchell family we do not know about. Like again, you rarely create new Mitchells, and when you create new Mitchells, you go, well, Phil. And it's like, yeah, but Phil's 60. Steve McFadden is 62. How many more years is Steve McFadden going to act? How many more years till Steve McFadden goes, I'm putting up the leather trench coat and I'm stepping away? Like, and how long till you can keep bringing back Sam? And how long can you keep bringing back Grant? I know Grant is very rarely coming back again, but how long can you keep bringing these back? Same with Junior. Junior, you could have built, but you basically went, you are Max Brannon, but we want Max Brannon back, so please fuck off. Freddy could have been a new interesting member of the Slater family. You could have done stuff with him. You could have even brought in a little more for a cameo. Like she didn't have to be there for like 6 years. Could have brought her in,
Just an
had her.
episode
Yeah, could have had an episode with her, like where
or
Freddy.
a phone call, either or, like nothing that big.
Like all I'm saying is like a missed opportunity. I know this is about Teddy, but like a missed opportunity for Freddy that I feel like would have been great. And I don't know had we seen him being told about how he was like conceived. I know this is a weird Like
Well, no,
say,
they had that. They had that with Alfie and Cat, so they didn't even have Little Mo do it.
yeah, like that would have been perfect with Little
And that
Mo.
and they had Graham Foster return for it, but they didn't have Little Mo. But yeah, even then, so you can pitch the same name for wasted potential for most of these characters who did exit. Like Anna, for example, Anna, who was given not very many opportunities. She was given a very cookie cutter small role in all of the big things that happened to the family. Yeah, there was a big episode where you had George and Eddie where and we mentioned this a shit ton because it was one of the better episodes of the Chris Glenshaw era, where you have, George kind of like understanding that his adoptive dad killed his actual dad.
Yeah,
And
and
you have a big conversation with Gina and Anna talking about how, because they they do look different. And two people who don't know them may kind of pit them out and say they don't look the same in a way. And by doing that, they may have had different experiences. I think it was because Gina would say that Anna was white passing, which meant Gina probably felt like she had received a bit of an easier ride and resented her for it. Once again, you have that, which was really good and really compelling, and then you don't follow up on it, right? You have the spiking, which took all of about 2 days to finish up. you
I
know,
mean, I mean,
they did it. They gave her a mini series that, let's be honest, it's on TikTok. A lot of the audience isn't watching the TikTok mini series. Let's be fucking honest. And then in the actual show standards, she gets about a week and it goes away.
I mean,
It's the same with the Bobby relationship. Like,
just on that, like you gave Freddy and Anna a TikTok mini series, where obviously it was Freddy's return because he was in a car from a Big Mo, not Little Mo, Big Mo. Um, but like Anna, the spiking could have had an interesting week with that, but no, Reese needed a, I know that was before he kidnapped Bianca, but it was in that weird time period where he had just killed Debbie, and then Debbie's mom was just being a bitch, even though she had a right to be. But like it's just a shame with these current crops of characters who are being axed, and I do wonder what the future will hold for most of this cast because I feel like, and I know we've hit this nail on the head multiple times. I feel like the future of EastEnders is going to be very Slater and very Brannon focused. I feel like it's going to be more shoved down your throat than say when the Beals and Knights came in, where the Beals and Knights were kind of eased in. It's going to be sort of in the same way that the
I
I'm not.
mean, at least in that sense, people called it the George Knight show, but it was the George Knight show 9 months after he was introduced.
Yes,
Whereas
where
Zoe has become a main character from day dot. Well, from her reintroduction.
yeah.
But it's basically been 20 years. It's basically a fresh face. So,
But yeah, there you go. Can someone, and that is the video, but can someone please draw Zoe Slater as Jar Jar Binks? That would make me
but
very
yeah, I
happy.
think the final piece for me is just essentially say, and we don't entirely know who are we looking at for Ben Wadey newcomers so far? Because it looks like we're getting more of returnees and characters being brought back from the past, but we're not actually getting too many newly established characters. And I don't know, it's not a worrying sign, but you need to create something unique. You need to create something that only you've done. And so far, I don't really. Obviously, the memory could be failing. It could be another dumb, bold take, but for newcomers, we're really drawing blanks.
We know, and because I'm looking at the article now, but this will be a separate video. We know that blah 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 blah. Ronnie Akon has been cast as Bea, um, who
Yeah,
is a
but she's not appearing until 2026. So in the totality of 2025.
wait. There's going to be but Ash. It's December. There's going to be no newcomers in December of
Yeah,
2025.
but
But
he's been in charge for nearly 6 months.
I mean, yeah, but
that
the
that's my point of this, right? He's taken over his vision, but instead of actually aiming for the new features, he has opted for more of the returnees and kind of is still dramatically changing the vision, but isn't actually instilling a lot of kind of his own like personal kind of inserts, which is a kind of key point as to what they think are going to be big characters.
Yeah, and
Which
I
some would say is way better, fundamentally. Some would say, hey, fuck it, Max, Zoe, I'd rather these characters back than a bunch of newcomers. But also, when they introduce the newcomers, you get to you get to grips with kind of, who's going to be big, who's going to be small, who's going to be established, who's going to be great. So, yeah, I don't know. There are a lot of questions, but fundamentally, I I just know it sucks about Teddy. Fundamentally, I think that's the main takeaway from this. It sucks about Teddy. I'm sad that he's going, and I hope that he does a good job at keeping the upward trajectory of Nicola and Harry. Because if you are essentially kingmaker, if you have kingmakered Nicola and sacrifice Teddy, you better have long-term plans for Teddy, Harry. No, you better have long-term plans for Nicola, Barney, and Harry. Because if you don't, what the fuck was the point in killing a character with great potential and another Mitchell character that we're probably never going to see again, despite the Mitchells being a pretty small family, all things considered. You've taken away a lot of the potential options, and now if you're getting rid of another one, you can't just keep bullshitting families out of nowhere. You can't go, oh, these are the Mitchells. This is Billy's half cousin, first once removed, and is actually his nephew or niece, his nephew. I don't know, like, you can't just bullshit them out of nowhere. You need to use the family that you've established. So, yeah, I don't know. Do better.